My name's Samuel Leeds, and I want to officially say if you are not intending to invest in property in 2018, quite frankly, you are an idiot. Now, before I tell you why I think you're an idiot, let me just say a big Merry Christmas to you all. I'm sat in my car currently. The reason is because inside the barn, we have a crazy house. We've got family all over. We've got the Zimbabwean side of the family who are very, very noisy. We've got kids. We've got burning boxes outside in the yard. So it's absolutely crazy. So I thought I'd sit in the car to explain to you why you need to be investing in property. And there's going to be 4 types of people who are going to hate me for this video. And maybe you're one of those 4 categories. So I'll be revealing that in the video to see if you are. And lastly, I've got a very special gift for you, which is why I'm sat in the car on Christmas Day to give you this gift, because I really care about my subscribers and my fans. So the first type of people who are not planning on investing in property, who I think are idiots, we call them the big crash prophesiers. These are the people that say there's going to be a massive crash in the economy and properties are going to become worthless over the next few years and it's all going to be famine everywhere. And you know what? These people are idiots. Here's why they're idiots. Number one is because that is just not the case. We're living on a small island. There's an overpopulation of people and a shortage of houses. So it's completely ridiculous and moronic to say that the houses will become worthless. But what about Brexit when all the people leave? What about the people that are being born every day into this country? Give me a break. I think that wherever there's a recession, there always follows an expansion. Wherever there's an expansion, there always follows a recession. So there are parts, for instance, right now of London, which are dipping in value because they've doubled in the last 6 years. And there's other parts that are going up in value. One of the houses that I bought 5 years ago in Warsaw, which I bought it 5 years ago, and it's gone up by 44% in the last 5 years. But the same doom and gloomers were saying this 5 years ago. So, stupid. Secondly, which is really important, is these people that say there's going to be a big crash. Well, even if there was a big crash, people like me and people hopefully like you make their money from rents. So if my whole portfolio dipped by 25%, it wouldn't actually affect me at all right now, because unless I was planning to sell them, I'm still getting my rent coming in each month. And usually what happens when properties do go down and there's a recession, because people can't afford to buy and everything's difficult, it actually means that you get more renters and rents go up. So the whole thing is completely moronic, and the people that go around saying this usually don't have an alternative anyway. They just like to scaremonger because they have no plan and they are completely broke. If people are running around saying, oh, there's going to be a big crash, if there was a crash that big that ruined property investors, it would ruin everybody. If interest rates shot up that high that it would ruin people like me and people like you, it would ruin everybody. The country couldn't sustain that. So I'd love to know what their plan is. If they haven't got a plan, if they're just saying, shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that, and that's dangerous and that's dangerous, if I am not interested. Anyway, type 2, and these are the biggest idiots of them all. These, we call them the socialist or communist folk that say to own more than 2 houses is greedy, because what about the poor people that are struggling to get on the ladder? You're taking away. You know what? That is just nonsense. People that say buy low, rent high, that's so mean. It's so bad on the tenants. That is completely ridiculous. Let me explain why that's ridiculous. Firstly, because if you say that to have more than one house is unfair because there's people who haven't got enough, then you need to take that, not just with property, you need to take that same philosophy with your money and say that there's limited money in the world, so you shouldn't have more than other people. In which case, the same people that say you shouldn't have more houses than other people, I bet they've got more money than most people in the world. Trust me, I know, because I've been to the rural parts of Africa, the slums of India. So the whole argument is completely flawed. The bottom line is there'll always be rich people, there'll always be poor people. So you just want to be a nice rich person. You want to get wealthy by adding value to people. And then when you get wealthy, you want to help the less fortunate. The only way you can get buy low, rent high is by buying properties that you've bought smart, and then you rent them out by adding value. You split them up and rent them out room by room and offer convenient accommodation for professionals. So if you're not adding value, you're just trying to rent as high as you can by being an idiot landlord, you're going to have empty properties anyway. So that's the first reason why the argument is flawed. It's also flawed because property investing is a business. Your house is your product, your tenant is your customer, and in any business, you're only going to get money by adding value to people. So when I buy a house and I rent it out to somebody, that person wants to rent it. I'm not being mean to them, I'm not forcing them to rent it. The argument is flawed, and it's always said by broke people and complete hypocrites, and the reason they even say it is probably because they're just jealous they don't have any properties themselves, so they go around saying that you shouldn't have more than X amount, and X amount is probably just the same size as their portfolio, which is usually none. Next. The third type of people who are not planning on investing in property are the people who say that the government are making it so difficult with the tax changes and the stamp duty and all the legislation. They're making property investing such a difficult business that they just give up and they're going to move on to something else. Yes, the government are making it harder in some areas, but usually where there's a rule change here for the bad, there's always a rule change here for the good, and you'll be able to find a loophole. So the last house that I bought, I think I've shared this before. In fact, the last 2 houses that I've bought, I've not paid any stamp duty, and the tax changes are very get-aroundable by buying in a limited company. So if you're one of these people that are scared off by the government and scared off by the changes, I would just say when people are scared off, that's when you should be greedy, and when people are greedy, that's when you should be scared off. So I wouldn't call you an idiot, but what I would say is just get yourself educated and just work around those issues rather than turning away from them, and watch how much money you make, as I'm doing, as are my students. Which leads me to my last type of person, the fourth category, and it's not so much that they won't invest in property in 2018, it's that they say that they can't. And these are the people that haven't got money to put down as deposits, or they've got money but they can't get a mortgage, or there's just something stopping them. And what I say to you guys, you're not idiots, but you just need to be educated and taught how to do it. There are some preachers out there that say, oh, no money down deals are impossible, oh, you're just selling people dreams. You know what, I'm really not about selling people dreams, but when I've done it myself, and I see lots of people doing it after going on my property investors crash course. When last week I've just worked on a deal with a guy who couldn't get a mortgage, and I've done a joint venture with him whereby I've not put any money in and he doesn't have to get a mortgage, and it's like a win-win-win. When this is being done all the time, I can't deny that it is doable. Even the biggest investors in the world, Donald Trump, you might not like Donald Trump, but he's a serial investor. Loads of his deals he's done, and he's creatively done them where there've been no money down deals. It's completely doable. It just needs some creativity, which leads me to my wrap up, which is my gift on Christmas Day to you watching this at home. But before I tell you what that is, I just want to say firstly, thank you for the gift that you've given me. Thank you for watching this channel. I've now hit 3,000 plus subscribers, which is just amazing. And if you are subscribed, if you comment, if you're a watcher and a follower of this property show, then massive respect, big up, thank you. It's so cool to be part of a tribe, a community that are really positive and also are real implementers in property. And I've loved hearing your success stories and just being part of your journey, and you are also part of my journey as well, so thank you. And my gift is I would like to invite you complimentary to come and spend 2 days with me at the Property Investors Crash Course. And you'll walk away probably with live deals, certainly with a really good action plan where you're ready to smash 2018. This is pretty much sold out now, and I might not be running this again. So there's only a couple of dates left, and if you click on the link below, you'll be able to see the different locations. I'm not kidding, they've pretty much all sold out. I reckon within the next couple of weeks, they'll be completely gone. So do book yourself and your friend a complimentary ticket to the Property Investors Crash Course and put together your game plan and how you can get around the complications and make more money than you ever thought possible this year coming through property. So I'll see you next year, and I'd love to see your comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. God bless you. Have a very Merry Christmas.